it's extraordinary that we've got bus stops that don't have footpaths to bus stops.
Yes, that's right.
Like you just go
Jetty roads, Wingman Street's got 2 or 3 that don't have, there must be heaps others, but I haven't noticed that.
Yeah, like you said, there's lots of disadvantaged people, I suppose, that rely on public transport, but if there's not even a footpath that you can use to take a wheelchair or a scooter or a frame or something, if people are going to lose their licences, our elderly are losing their licences for whatever reason, they can't get footpath. Well, it might be too, but it's just crazy that you are expected to get wet feet before you get on a bus.
If you want a footpath in front of your house, the council told me to just say centre around the bylaws man to pinch every bloody parking on the nature strip. If you want a footpath in front of your house, it'll cost you $3,500. I said, well, I'll tell you something now, mate. If you're going to charge me $3,500, I hope the concrete's made of bloody gold. And they told us that because they're coming around pinching people parking on the nature strip. Now in our street away, and if I park on the road and my neighbour across the road parks on the road, we will not be able to drive between our 2 cars.
Right.
And there's not a footpath either side, and yet women walk down there, pushing the pram down to the shop in Jetty Road.
Yeah, on the road. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Any more on public transport?
Thank you.
Okay, now that's our agenda. Is there anyone else got any issues they want to raise here tonight?
Yeah, can I raise one? I've brought it up with big roads. The road between here and Port Arlington,
Yes.
where you go over the first rise, it is a bloody disgrace. I rang up Big Roads twice and they said it's in hand. I don't know who's playing with whose hand, but it hasn't been fixed and that's been going on for 2 years.
Okay, Port Road.
Which bit?
Where you come out of that shopping corner, turn left, go down the port, you go up the hill and the first thing where they put their new bus stops over there without a footpath. Down there, it is a disgrace.
Down towards Settlement Road.
Yeah, it is bloody terrible.
Between Wickens and Settlement Road.
Oh.
They fixed the problem.
Yeah.
Hey?
They fixed the problem.
What they do?
Speed limits, the next fix will be 60 k's.
That's always been done, eh?
Should be 100.
Yeah, they did resurface it.
I think they went too
No, they resurfaced for a push bike.
The road, that's flooded.
That one going down, they fixed up after I raised the road for them and done everything. They fixed up where the push bike riders were going, but where the road, where your wheels fit in the road, they are still there today.
They say it's because the side of the road floods into the road at that dip. And so they say that they
Yeah, well, they've done nothing with the bloody hole.
Well, I was talking to the Vic Roads guy here the other night, and I asked him about the why they were digging up the side of the Port Road towards Geelong. And I saw it happening for weeks, and I thought, what the hell are they doing here? Because why do you need to make it wider on the inside? And he said, I hate to say this, but he said, that's for those posts with the cables on. They're going to run that all the way through. I said, what about that hole, Jetty Road, that was there for months on end that no one would fix? He said, oh, we can't get money to fix potholes. But they can get millions to put those cutters along the side of the road. So, motorbike riders love them, don't they? Anyway, I procrastinate. If there's no more general business, folks, I'd like to thank you for your attendance tonight. You'll be a wonderful audience. Come back next week. No, I won't be here.
Come back next week or next month?
No.
How often do you meet?
We normally hold 4 of these a year. General 4. But sometimes we struggle to get things to talk about, and there's not much sense people coming on the board.
Yeah, right.
But
I just wonder if maybe you should think about meeting a bit more often until we get this bypass sorted out.
well, that's a good point. So normally 4 times a year. So our next meeting is when? Give me 4 minutes.
Well, we haven't got one scheduled, have we?
Okay, so our next one should be scheduled with our August.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Oh well, I don't know if what your attendance is in normal life, but
Sometimes we get 6, sometimes we fill the place, depending on something.
There's room on the committee.
There's room on the association, there's room on the committee. So,
Yeah.
I think you should meet next month. I don't think you can gain enough momentum with things if you're only meeting 4 times a year. I know we're all busy.
our model rules say we can meet as required, but generally we've done it 4 times a year, and I believe what you're saying is correct, is that if there is an issue that needs to be addressed, then we should meet more often, and we'll take that to the committee, or you guys will. I'll be away somewhere else for 4 months. I'm going down Australia, so.
We can't run meetings without Doug.
Pardon?
Local councillors, are they invited?
As I said before, we elected not to have them here because we wanted to hear what you want to say. You can talk to the council, we can get them here, but they're not comfortable coming to here, hearing you people talk. They are not. Vic Rose don't want to do that. Hey?
They represent someone, shouldn't they?
Well, I know that. You can talk to them all day and night, but they're not comfortable about coming here. We can get them to come here if you wish.
Look, you're better off sending your minutes to.
That's
to
what I
the
believe is a
You're better off sending it to the local councillor and the local member, because their advisors will watch that. If they've got an issue that they're interested in getting some community feedback, that's when you'll get a good response. But the council staff.
You get the council, I guarantee you, if you had a meeting and there's elections next week, he'd be here.
That's right.
And he'd be here every night that you met here to make sure you got his vote. So why shouldn't he be here to represent us when we want it? I've never seen him either.
We'll put that to them, and I think that's fair comment, that we'll send these minutes to the councils.
He should be here.
Can I ask a question about is there another Vic Roads consultation scheduled for this area at all?
I haven't heard of a schedule. There was one today in Port,
Right.
and I guess that they'll get their communiques together and all the information they get, and feed that back to us. But yeah, I got the impression that they'll be having more of those meetings. When that is, I'm not sure, but we'll ask that question. But there's no reason why we couldn't plan a meeting for a month. Would you like a month from today?
I'll come.
You'll come right up. Okay, let's just
Make sure our representatives are here too.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We will ask them to attend as well.
Yes,
Okay.
and I just wanted to, I think there's so many more people in the community here that really feel for the issues that we've talked about tonight that aren't here, and maybe they're not here because they didn't know about it. And
I can't imagine how they did.
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, but it's been everywhere. It's been on the radio, it's been in the papers, it's been all over Facebook.
We've done a letter drop around town. We've been all the way through the main street, trying to help the traders here.
We came because we picked up the note at the Big Roads meeting
Yep.
last week,
Yep.
and it was still on the board down at Port Arlington this week as well. So that was fun.
It's very hard to get, and we've got 40 odd members, and there's probably, I don't know how many. Who's a member of the association? So there's half the people here aren't members of the association, mainly about it, but a lot of our members aren't, and unless they're passionate, they don't
Yeah,
know.
but there's a lot of apathy in this joint. I can remember when that bloody swimming pool was taken away from me and put over Ocean Road, and we had about 25 people in this hall. The same thing with down there on Clifton Springs on the water fountain. I think we had about 25 people there that night. The apathy in this town's bloody terrible.
Well, when we had the Aldi proposal, we filled the place.
Yeah.
When Barwon Heads were having difficulty with their bridge, they got about 10 members in the association. They had 5,000 people at their meetings because there was such a lot of anti-bridge thing, and the bridge went ahead. But anyway, I'd like to thank you. We'll have a meeting here in a month. I'll put it to the committee, and but as I said, I won't be here. But Rick, it's a job.
Membership form?
I'd just like to ask if there's any other idea of how we publicise the meeting, because we've done what we can.
One suggestion would be to tie it in with link it in with the Springdale Messenger.
Yep.
Have your meetings a week after the Springdale comes out. It comes out sort of every 6-8 weeks. And that way it's in the Messenger, the meeting's the week after, so that anyone who gets a copy of the Messenger, and a lot of people read it, you know.
Well, that was in the message of this week.
The only problem with that is that sometimes the messenger doesn't get to people
Yes.
within 2 weeks, sometimes it's 3 weeks after other people, unfortunately, so.
Or maybe make it 2 weeks after the messenger goes out.
But, I mean, you've given us a lot of information tonight. You know, if we had a bigger audience, I'm sure we would get the same input, but more people would know about it. But it's been very good input here tonight, and I'm impressed with your
Can we get a speaker in the next meeting? So people can hear up the
Yes,
back?
yes. We did want to have that tonight, but sometimes it's not possible.
You've got your emails.
Yeah. Good.
Yes.
Make sure we've got your email and we'll send you a notification.
So anyone who hasn't filled this in, Rick, you've pretty much got everybody, have you? Yeah. Okay.
I don't think we got email, so
Did you
have we?
email this, and then send it to all your friends and neighbours and talk to your friends. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I won't.